Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We're going to focus in on the covert narcissist, and a lot of the feedback that I get from viewers in terms of a relationship with them, and it's like, why me? Why did I bring this into my life? Why did I attract this type of person? Why am I receiving this sort of covert narcissist treatment? And I would like to delve into that in this video and look at a couple dynamics. First, that of the covert narcissist, and then who they tend to be attracted to, or really their impact on others. The covert narcissist has, again, when we talk about narcissist individuals, they're kind of preoccupied with themselves and to the lack of others, and this includes even important relationships, a spouse, children, business relationships. They are preoccupied with themselves and really unoccupied with others or the needs of others. In fact, they're not even able to really understand them, get in touch with them, really help in terms of really helping other people through emotions, having emotional discussions that relate especially to those of other people. And so when we talk about a covert narcissist being self-absorbed, as contrary to an overt narcissist who's very showy and obviously, is self-important to themselves, the covert narcissist tends to withdraw into their own world, become very self-absorbed in that way. These behaviors all fall on a spectrum and a continuum, but it's the covert narcissist who does this as a personality manipulation and control tactic. So it's not just like, oh, I need to have some quiet time to like reflect and just sort of recharge the batteries. It's more like they do this on a habitual, daily, consistent basis, pretty much 24/7, is a way to shut others out and is a way to have others do all sorts of work and emotional work for them so they don't have to really divest much energy into others, and then therefore they really can further perpetuate their sense of superiority over others, and it is their real sort of shutting out of others that really exemplifies how they feel superior about themselves and really inferior around others. And this has nothing to do with reality. So when you are receiving covert narcissistic neglect, realize it has nothing to do with you. It's nothing that you've done or said to warrant this sort of ignoring, this sort of lack of communication, this sort of neglect. It's just how these people are, and it's how they're going to treat anybody and everybody, including the closest people in their life. And it's because of this that a lot of people do suffer, but and they don't recognize it for years. So the covert narcissist, a lot of people understand, like they tend to ask, why are they treating me this way, or how did I attract this into my life? So realize that the covert narcissist is going to be attracted to others who very much complement their deficit. So where they are, poor communicators, poor at discussing, emotional concepts with specific people. I mean, they just feel that they're above communicating with people, even though they aren't. They tend to attract others who are very strong, very dynamic, very much go-getters, take the helm, highly intelligent as well. So they are very good at, I would say, choosing their compliments and to basically make the relationship whole, but they themselves do not act as whole. And when I say act as whole, I mean in essence as one person, individuated, with integrity in and of themselves, being responsible and accountable to themselves as well as to others. And this is basically Maslow's, self-actualization, which we go through these stages as people to become self-actualized. And so, this sort of feeling like, well, what did I do? Was there anything I could have done to, counteract this? Well, the chances are no. It's not that you did anything wrong to like spoil them into withdrawing, or there's not anything that you could have done to kind of get their, get attention coming the other way, or having them to communicate and be supportive of you, because I find, oftentimes that, there's not a lot of support going, even verbally, physically, emotionally, to the people in the relationship, and we all need support. Good job with dinner, or that was like a fabulous dinner, or the house looks amazing. You've done such a great job with the kids. Just that sort of discussion is, but when with the healthy couples, they tend to live this. I mean, they tend to live in gratitude for each other, and because they realize they come from a humble space, a sense of humility, where they realize, I cannot do this all myself. I totally, I totally love you for all that you have been able to help and pitch in our family, and in our life, and our love. And they have this humility and sense that they are appreciative and respectful of this other. And so they're in touch with that humility. They're in touch with that humbleness. And so they keep that gratitude and that love and that flame going, because they realize the strengths of this person are so unique, and then add to their life. And, really in the covert narcissist, we see them underappreciating, undervaluing people. And it's not even so much that they will verbally insult, but they will just more like undervalue by withholding, which sounds very strange. Most people don't get it, but until you've really understood or worked with the population, or have worked or been married, or a parental figure where this is the case, it's very interesting, because you really do see close up what is going on, whereas other people might just hey, that's just the way that he is, they're or that's the way she is, they're just kind of quiet, that's their personality. They don't realize that it's a manipulation tactic designed to keep you down, keep you actually inferior, keeping them in their mind as the superior one. I'm superior because of my intellect, talent, whatever it is that they're feeling is superior about themselves. It can just be an overall general assessment that they have, but they will treat others in a disdainful, very sort of underperforming way, and that's very hard to articulate. But I'm really trying to explain through examples, and I also do it through analogies, because I think the subconscious mind really resonates on analogies and images more so, rather than just language, because so much is understood by images. The actual subconscious mind gets a lot of information off of images more so than always just the verbal spoken word. So, and just to describe this, I think would it be an analogy of, how the covert narcissist is, and how they attract, others, into this sort of manipulation. If we look at, for example, let's just use an example of like a net. So if a fisherman is putting out a large net, and then you swim into it, at first, you feel like, you're just still in your main element. You don't realize that there's this control trap around you that is designed to swoop you up and bring you out of your element. Well, that's really what the covert narcissist does. It's a very sort of indirect way of putting a sort of structure around you that's designed to control you and sort of contain you for their purposes. And it's to keep you undermined. It's to keep you there as a source of supply, and basically, for their taking. And what's also very confusing, I think, is and because people say, well, what they provided me this in my life, they provided me that in my life, and I feel so sorry for them. Well, realize that you are entitled to that and so much more. So don't sell yourself short and feel sorry for these people who have abused you. I mean, that's a very bad trap to get into, in terms of trying to feel sorry for them, because this is just how they are, but this is how they get what they need out of life, and don't end up giving it in return. So it allows them to just be self-satisfied, but they will generally be calling on you in in their time of need, and chances are that very act will not be reciprocated. So be very careful and realize, become more aware of this sort of tactic and identify it when it's going on, and react really by being more assertive for what your needs are and speaking up. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.